Hello, everyone.
Thank you for listening to another...
Oh, that was crazy. Hello, everyone. My name is Angel. I'm the host of Have Faith, Let It Begin. Today is Thursday, and it's May 21st, 2020. Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. As you know, last Thursday, we started to do the crazy throwback stories, and we decided that at that point to continue on and do a crazy date story, because God knows I've got a ton of them. So, we're going to continue on with our Thursday episode. This will be going on for the next, until all my stories run out, pretty much. So get ready for a crazy date story from here on out every Thursday. So if you're interested in getting a good laugh in the morning, this is the way to do it. It's called the Crazy Date Saga, and it's going to be every Thursday. So get ready, because it's going to be very interesting. Hope all of you will tune in and enjoy it each and every Thursday, and I hope each and every one of you are having a blessed week. I myself am getting ready now to give more time for everyone to join in on our post notifications, and that's why I'm delaying a little bit as I wait for everybody to join, and I see that everybody is ready to go. So with that being said, let's get ready for another rendition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. Today is the Throwback Thursday edition, which means it is another crazy date story. And I guarantee you, this one's going to be interesting. And they get crazier and crazier as each Thursday comes around. So, are you ready? I know I am. Here we go. Let's do it. Have faith. Let it begin. Oh boy, can't believe I'm going to tell this story now.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
On June 16th, 2018, a show designed for you, the Daily Commuter, went live. A weekly show all about faith. A show with motivational topics, inspirational stories, and personal testimony set out to change the world.
Don't you see that your faith is coming alive? Don't you see that it's tested every time? He's the one that makes your life divine. He's the one that makes you feel fine. Your faith's being tested.
Hi, I am Mia. You're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hello, my name is Amari, and today we are back on another episode of Have Faith and Let's Begin. Hi, my name is Isabella, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hey, this is Freddie, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hi, my name is Angela, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin. On this Thursday, Throwback Thursday, May 21st, 2020. I hope all of you are doing well, and hope all of you are ready for another Throwback Thursday edition on this crazy saga we call Crazy Blind Dates. So this is another one, and this is part 2 of this never-ending saga. So, as many of you remember, the last time we were on the air, which was last Thursday, for this particular topic, we started talking about my crazy dates. This took place back around 2002, all the way to about 2006. Yeah, that's a lot of date stories, and I will be telling you a lot of them on a Thursday, just to give you a little humor throughout the week. But to be very honest with you, these are true stories. I have changed the names of the girls that I've gone on dates with, because quite honestly, I haven't gotten permission from some of them. Some of them who I still remain friends with, I have gotten permission from, and I will tell you if the names have been changed or not. So for today's story, which is entitled "Want Wine with That," is going to be a person's name who's going to be changed. So we're going to use the name Cheryl for today. So let's get started. So after a couple dates that had already been gone by, I started to develop this pattern that in my head. And the pattern that I had was that each time I would talk to them first on the phone, I'd always start hold on, I'm losing my train of thought. Let me start over. When I was given a name that somebody thought that I would hit it off with, they would give me the number. I would reach out by the phone. When I would reach out by the phone, we would have conversations that would lead up usually about 2 or 3 days of conversation, about maybe an hour. Some of them are 2 hours, a day, leading up to the date. So I started thinking that maybe I needed to cut it back a little, because maybe I was thinking that by this point, I'm doing more talking over the phone. So by the time we get to see each other, maybe there's just not much to talk about. So as you can tell, I was already overthinking it. So I decided to call the girl up and say, listen, how are you? And, I knew that the first day had to have a conversation. And just when I knew that I wanted to speak with her longer, I kind of cut it short. And I said, listen, I really would like to get together. And we decided, she actually decided to meet up within a day. So it was like, wow, okay, this actually worked. So we set it up within about 24 to 48 hour period. I had called her on a Wednesday, and we met up on a Friday. So again, another blind date story. You have to remember that back then, we didn't have picture phones. Text messaging had just come out. So there was no way of us sending pictures to each other. We just, old-fashioned, let's meet up at the door. I pick you up, or you pick me up, or we meet somewhere. So she gave me permission to pick her up at her apartment. So I went there. She opened the door. Beautiful girl. Her name is Cheryl. Great looking girl. I had already spoken with her a little bit. There was some interest there. She decided that she wanted to drive. She felt more comfortable. So I left my car at her apartment, and we got into her vehicle, which was different because I've never had that happen to me. So we got in the car. And as soon as I got in the car, I had this, there was this certain, I don't want to call it odor, but there was a certain smell that was lingering in her car. And I couldn't figure out what it was. I wanted to say it smelled like a medicine, because it had a type of alcoholish smell, but I wasn't sure. And to be very honest with you, I was so naive that I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I'll leave that at that. We get to a restaurant that she selected, and we got inside. We started to talk. We sat down. She ordered a bottle of wine. And again, this was new to me. I've never really dated at the time girls that drank, wine. Normally, if I was around anybody, it'd be at a club, and a girl would want a mixed drink, etc. So she ordered a bottle of wine and 2 glasses. I had never tried wine at the time. So I said, well, let me try it. Can't hurt. She's obviously, offering me a glass. You don't say no. So I said, well, I don't really drink much. I says, so I'll try a little bit. And, I think I had 1 glass of wine throughout the meal. It was okay. The taste was, different. And the conversation went back and forth. It was a very good dinner. And I noticed that as we were going and going, she kept downing these glasses of wine like it was water. And I'm thinking to myself, we have to drive back. And I'm like, wow, okay. Can she drive? So we get to the bottle. She gets to the end of the bottle of wine. And I said to her, listen, we don't have to go so soon. We can always, this was an area where you can actually walk. So I'm thinking, let's walk off this wine that she's drank. She had drank a whole bottle, minus 1 of my glasses. And she wasn't slurring her speech. She seemed like she was fine. But I felt more comfortable if we walked. I didn't tell her that, but we did. We started walking, and we had more conversation. And there was this winery that was open at night. She wanted to stop there, and she ordered another glass of wine. I turned it down. So I couldn't figure out what was going on. And finally, toward the end of the walk, she had already had 2 more glasses of wine. And that's when I really had to say, okay, listen. I don't know if this is going to, work, because, I didn't say it like this. I just said, I don't know if you can drive. I says, can you drive? And she says, oh, absolutely, absolutely. And as she's saying that, she's slurring her speech. And I'm like, well, maybe it's better if I drive your car. And she started getting angry with me and picking a fight. saying, oh, you don't trust me. And as she's doing that, I notice she's starting to get that, side to side. I'm on a sailboat, maybe I may just drop to the ground. She started getting drunk by the minute. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what did this person set me up with? This girl loves to drink. So she starts to realize that she is not able to drive. We start walking back to the car. And as we're walking back, she wanted to hold my hand. But in reality, I'm thinking, this is the liquor talking. This is the wine talking. And she started getting heavier as we walked back. She was literally starting to pass out as we were walking back to the car. We got into the car. I was able to, put her in the passenger seat, strap the seatbelt, and when I went to go pick up her purse, because I had put it down for a second to put it underneath the seat, I had noticed that there was the smell that was coming that I had smelled earlier was getting stronger as I dropped down. There was another bottle of wine open underneath the seat. And I said to myself, holy cow, this is crazy. This is not good. So I got really nervous. So I called her friend that referred me. And I said, listen, you need to come here because she had been drinking. And her friend said, oh, yeah, she does drink from time to time. I go, really? I says, well, this is something you really need to take a look at. Now, mind you, this is a crazy date story, so I'm not making fun of her drinking. I want to make sure we're clear on that. But it was just something as a guy, you don't know what you're walking into from my perspective. So I got in her car. We drove back. My friend met up with us. And when she woke up, she said, oh, my God, I've got to get ready because I've got a date soon with that kid named Angel. And I said, we had just went on the date, Cheryl. She says, oh, I didn't realize that. How did I get home? And I said, I drove you home. She says, oh, well, thank you. She goes, can you do me a favor? As we're walking her back in the car, she goes, yeah, I have some groceries in the trunk I forgot to take out. And I'm like, what? Groceries? You had groceries in the car this whole time? So I'm like, okay. I go to the trunk, and in the trunk, it was not groceries. There was a case of wine. I could not believe it. A case of wine, okay? A case. It's like, what in the world is going on? So, let's just say that that's where the date ended. Now, I do have very good news. There is good news to this story. She did not have a drinking problem. She did belong to a winery. That was one of her side jobs. The case that she had brought home was not for her. What I did find out was that she was a traveling bartender. So she was getting ready to go to another venue and she had to take a case home. So, but at the time, I was like, holy cow. So, we did remain friends after that. We lost touch after I moved back to New York, but she did not have a drinking problem. And it just didn't go well. In reality, when I had asked her what had went wrong in our date and why there was no callback, she said that she wanted to date somebody that could have a glass of wine, and I just couldn't keep up. So that's how that date ended. Yeah, a little crazy. So, a little different story today. That's the way that one ended. They get crazier, okay? They get crazier, I promise you. Stuff that you'll never believe. You'll probably think I'm lying. That's how crazy they get. So with that being said, that's today's crazy date story. It was a little mild. I didn't want to go too crazy. But next Thursday is the one you don't want to miss. It is entitled Stood Up at the Movie Theaters. And it's different. I guarantee you don't want to miss it. And I'm sure that many of you are going to write to me. Trust and believe, this is where the beginning of these crazy dates start. Well, let's tie this into a message. No matter what you do in life, no matter how many times you go out and you meet new people, new individuals that you encounter, some are going to have situations or different types of personalities that may not be the one that's suitable for you. But that doesn't mean that they can't be a friend. Each and every day we interact with so many different people. You can't judge somebody for what they are, who they are, and how they react to certain things. But one thing is for sure, being honest, being truthful with one another, and letting that person know why you're not interested, why you're not going to call them back, is very important. But it's kind of like our day-to-day basis. You see, as we go out into the world, our actions speak louder than our words. Our actions are about trying to respect one another, are doing all that we can to move into the path that God has provided for us. What is our path? Some of us don't know. Some of us can feel as if they're overwhelmed because they haven't found the right person. But for me, in those trying times, each and every time that I went on a date, I didn't realize that the dates were meant to fail, but it's because I learned from them. It's from all those dates that allowed me to prepare myself for what was to come 6 years later, and that is to meet my wife, my future wife. So remember that each action that we do every single day, yes, can definitely have a reaction, but each action that we do has something important, and it has a significance. Each time we interact or we deal with something different, every time we learn something from somebody else, there's a purpose. We're never going to know what that purpose is while we're in it, but I guarantee you, when the message has finally presented itself, then and only then you realize that it was at the hands of our Heavenly Father. Enjoy your Thursday, and I'll talk to you again. Tomorrow, what is your favorite dessert? Have faith. Let it begin. Wait for next Thursday. It's going to be fun.
See that your faith is coming alive. Don't you see that it's tested every time? He's the one that makes your life divine. He's the one that makes you feel fine. Your faith's being tested.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.